programs that have been cornerstones in the game. In all-time wins, Michigan leads. Texas tied at third with Nebraska. There we go. And a Happy New Year to all of you from all of us here at ABC Sports. I'm Keith Jackson along with Dan Fouts, Todd Harris reporting from the field as usual. Dan, there are some terrific football players on these college teams today. A lot of veteran players, but it is the young who shall lead from the quarterback spot.
And for Texas, Keith, literally it is the young. Vince Young will lead the Longhorns today. 6'5", 225 pounds, imposing and impressive young man. Did I mention that he runs the 40 in 4.4 seconds? And it is on the run where he is most dangerous, whether it is on a design play such as an option or a quarterback draw, or when he just ad-libs. He is so smooth and deceptively powerful, he embarrasses defenders with his skills. He has rushed for almost 900 yards on the season and has scored 10 touchdowns so far. Now, Chad Henne, the words that for him, mature and cool. A 19-year-old is the first true freshman to do a lot of things, like lead his team to a Big Ten title, start in a Rose Bowl game. He has the size and the gun to make things interesting for Texas. 100 yards rushing, the Longhorns win. 18-year-old Mike Hart, well, he leads the Big Ten in rushing, and what's most amazing about him is how tough and reliable he is. Almost 5.5 yards a carry and only 1 fumble in 261 carries.
And defensively, Dan, each team has a player you better locate on every play.
Well, for Texas, it's Cedric Benson. For Michigan, it is Ernest Shazer. They are the playmakers. They lead their teams in tackles. Now, Derek Johnson, he's the defensive player of the year in college football. The total package, the size, the speed, the agility, and the attitude, and he makes plays all over the field. When he gets to the ball, bad things happen to the ball carrier. Ernest Shazer will face a dual challenge in trying to stop Cedric Benson and trying to contain Vince Young. We'll see a lot of Shazer crowding the line of scrimmage, and always.
It'll be Richmond McGee, a junior out of Garland, kicking. Receiving for Michigan, Steve Breston, number 15. Grant Mason, number 13. Breston is a wide receiver, and he is a flyer. So here we go with Rose Bowl number 91. An historic moment. The first game ever between Michigan and Texas. Breston breaking to the outside, and they track him down from behind. And I'll tell you what, that's a tight end that can run that made that tackle on him. Number 88 got a hold of him and pulled him down by the shirt tail. Otherwise, Breston would score. Stevie Stigall making the tackle. But it is a big return, and the Michigan Wolverines start with very good field position from their own 48-yard line.
45-yard return for Stephen Breston.
Profile on the Michigan quarterback Chad Henne, the first true freshman ever to start as quarterback in a Rose Bowl game. He's 6'2", 217 pounds, out of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. And the game is on. The first carry of the ball game is another true freshman, Mike Hart, as we look at the backs and receivers in the starting lineup for Michigan. Mike Hart, 18 years of age, ran for 1,311 yards this season. Wide receiver Braylon Edwards, a premier performer, 87 catches, 1,221 yards and 12 touchdowns. The offensive line, a bunch of big guys led by the center, David Boss, 5 300-pounders in that offensive line. And David Boss shared the Remington Award for centers this season. On second down and 8, the ball is thrown. Caught by Braylon Edwards, but caught in traffic. He is not able to move up the field. He is taken down right on the Texas 45-yard line. The Texas Longhorns defensively offer a 5-man set up front, led by 305-pound tackle Rodrigue Wright. He meets all the qualifications as a disruptor. Linebackers, number 11, Derek Johnson. That's the man you got to know where he is on every play. He's worth the price of a ticket. The secondary, it's a big secondary, all 6 feet or better, all around for 200 pounds, and they patrol with vigor, and Michigan is unsettled by something, and they spend the timeout very early in the ball game. Unusual that you would see a timeout called at this juncture. So with 13:44 to go in that first period, we'll be right as we come back to the Rose Bowl. It is 3rd down and 3 now, and our only guess, it must have been something to do with personnel for the Michigan Wolverines. 3rd and 3 to keep the ball. Chad Henne's first pass completed to Braylon Edwards inside the 30, inside the 25. First down at the Texas 24-yard line before Terrell Brown can bring him down.
Chad Henne finding the best receiver in college football, the Blitnikoff Award winner, Braylon Edwards. 2 catches now for 25 yards. Big 3rd down conversion on this crossing route here. Zone coverage for the Longhorns. And they fit it in just in time before Terrell Brown can get over there. And then Edwards, with great running ability, sets up Michigan on the 24. Well spent timeout, Keith. They had the wrong personnel in the game at the time.
You always look better when that timeout.
Yes, it does.
All right, Edwards on this side. He's going back toward the ball. He's got the ball running a reverse. He gets a block on the corner. He's inside the 20, out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Michael Huff pushed him out, and there is a penalty flag on the play. Thrown over where he was shoved out of bounds.
Looks like they're going to call holding on Carl Tabb. Tabb had to hold his block literally for a long time as a slow developing reverse play for the Wolverines, who don't run a lot of gadget plays.
Holding, number 17 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
We told you this is a Big East Conference crew headed by the referee, Dennis Hennigan.
Edwards had gone in motion. Now he's going to circle back and take this handoff from Michael Hart. Good job by Hart. Then on the outside, number 17 tied up here. That's Carl Tabb holding on to Cedric Griffin.
So it's an 8-yard gain, a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st down and 12 for the Michigan Wolverines. On the outside, it's Jermaine Gonzalez. He's into the ball game. Jason Avant hurt, can't play. Ball to the corner, too high and too long. He got his hands on it. In fact, I think he caught Steve Breston, but Breston had run out of real estate and could not get control inbound.
Henne just a little bit late on the delivery, but it was another fine pass. He is really sharp to start this game. Even though it was incomplete, he's got to feel good about getting the ball out to Breston.
In talking to him on Thursday, we were down visiting. It seemed like I'm almost talking to a third person. He was so focused.
Yes, he was. Very, very mature.
2nd down and 12. Henne throwing. No, getting inside. And the penalty flag follows that play as the running back, Mike Hart. Mike Hart at 18 years of age, 5'9", 194, a freshman out of Syracuse. And he has become very much, he and Henne both, part of this football team.
Michigan walking back like it's holding against the Wolverines.
Could have been, because that I saw one of the officials sort of indicate that as he threw the flag right at the feet of the perpetrator.
I'm not so sure it's not holding against Texas.
Holding, number 75 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
David Boss gets the call, but watch how Larry Dibbles works him. Right in the center of the play right here is Boss. And here's Dibbles, 92. Dibbles pulls Boss down on his back. That is defensive holding, not holding on Boss.
Well, we've had the first bad call of the day. Because that's definitely what it was, and it's an old trick.
Yeah, good trick.
Came from somewhere back in the 20s, I suspect. Henne back, gets a little heat from the outside, passes away down the middle, and a little bit too high for Braylon Edwards. Braylon gave it all he had. He was running at full speed. He ran into Philip Giger. Giger's a 205-pound safety, and he couldn't quite reel it in.
No, but this ball is on target again. Number 1 is Braylon Edwards. Thrown a little bit high, but Edwards is 6'3", and he normally makes this catch. Giger with the coverage there, but it was going to be late. Ball went right through Edwards' hands. Michigan close to blowing a great opportunity to start this game.
It is now 3rd down and 21 after that 2nd penalty. And Henne with a lot of time gets it away, and it is incomplete. And the opportunity is going to get away from them.
Now they got the 44-yard kickoff return by Steve Breaston, a couple of receptions by Braylon Edwards, and then the holding call against Tab, the holding call against Boss, 3rd and a mile, and Jermaine Gonzalez cannot make this catch on a ball that's thrown poorly by Chad Henne.
Adam Findlay comes into the ball game. He is from Greenwood, Indiana, a senior, and he is a punter. And now Garrett Rivas has surfaced and come onto the field. So Garrett Rivas, who is a sophomore out of Tampa, Florida, at 5'9", 216 pounds, but a bullet of a leg, and the holder is Adam Findlay, the punter. So it'll be a 52-yard field goal try to get on the board for no, to snap it back, and he pooch kicks it, angles it for the sidelines, and it's not very good. So the second time early in this ball game, we get a little trickery out of the Michigan Wolverines. That was a man-sized field goal try at 52 yards for him, so he pooches it, but he didn't get it downfield very far. It'll be Texas on the 18th. Back everything up and forget everything that happened, because in all of that melee, there was a flag thrown because there was a dead ball foul, too much time. Clock ran out. And so consequently, there was no play. Dead ball foul, no play. And now with that added yardage to the situation, Michigan's Adam Findlay is in the punt, which is where we started in the first place. He's standing back at his 47. He'll hit it around the 50, and he's trying to get up in the air and kill it deep. And it takes the Texas bounce and goes on into the end zone and will come out to the 20-yard line. So there the Longhorns will have their first possession of it. The quarterback profile on number 10, Vince Young. Big sophomore, 6'5", 225. He can run. Feet as dangerous as his arm, actually. 16-2 as a starter. He comes from Houston. So from the 20, the first snap of the game for Texas, and Nate Jones is in to give him 3 wideouts. And they go out of the shotgun. They don't throw the ball. They run it with Cedric Benson. And Benson, who's the dope walker running back of the year, gets it up to near the 30-yard line and almost a first down. Explosive guy, Cedric Benson, among the backs and receivers, winner of the award, as we told you, named for Doak Walker. 1,764 yards, 19 touchdowns, 4 straight seasons. He has gained 1,000 yards or more, 4 in a row. And we've got a Texas injury off the very first offensive play of the game, and guess what? It's Benson. That's about the worst news they could have.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at all. It's either a left knee or ankle problem as he gains 9 yards on his first carry. This is the option read play for Texas. Nice hole up the field. Astor makes that cut there. And, you know, I walked on this field before the game, Keith, and it was in good shape. But it just looked on that play right there that the turf gave way, and he may have sprained a knee or ankle.
Well, he's not willing to sit down right now. He's going to try to walk it off. Ramonce Taylor is the backup for him. He's a freshman, number 25, but not in the game at the moment. As they work out of the shotgun with Vince Young, and he is that other running back in the backfield, but the Michigan Wolverines are after him. He didn't have far to go to get his first down on 2nd down and a yard, and he picks it up as he runs into Lawrence Reed. Cedric Benson now comes back. So Benson gets back in a hurry. The Michigan defensive front reflected there, anchored by the big nose tackle Gabe Watson. The linebackers, you'll have some changing around there today. Lawrence Reed has 24 consecutive starts there. Ernest Shazer, the strong safety, will be up in the box quite a bit today as well, trying to control Vince Young. Here's a penalty flag and whistle. So we're getting the laundry dirty early.
Well, you talked about whether there's cottonmouth or whatever down there. I think there is, Keith.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 64 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Kelsey stuttered, moved on the play. It's a tough, I mean, this is a big moment. Let's face it. If you're 19, 20 years old, 18 years old, you don't think they are not wound a little tight? Good grief, they're lucky they can breathe. So the penalty makes it first down and 15 for the Longhorns now at their 25-yard line. Still working out of that same formation. 3 wideouts. Young takes it up the middle. And he was stopped, but then had enough strength to pull away and made something out of nothing. Gabe Watson had him originally, and he sort of wiggled away from Gabe, and then Monday came in to help.
And because of the unique talents of Vince Young and Cedric Benson, and the fact that the Longhorns use 3 wide receivers so much, the big difference has been for Michigan. They're going to go to a 4-man line with Gabe Watson over the center and 3 linebackers, and they've moved Woodley, LaMarr Woodley, and Pierre Woods to defensive ends to get more speed on the field.
Staying with that formation, Vince Young back, tackled in the backfield. Terrific play by Lawrence Reed as he shot the gap and found his target. There again, that's the best way to control a Vince Young, is don't let him get cranked up. And he got him before he could start his motor.
Yeah, and keep him in the pocket. Make him run this way and not to the outside. Watch 42, Lawrence Reed, pick up his 3rd sack of the season, totally unblocked in a secure tackle.
3rd down and 16 with the ball going back to the 24-yard line. Still with a 3-wide set. Wolverines show blitz again. Here they come, and they flush him out of the pocket, and that's bad news. There's a block on the corner for him, and he turns it upfield, and it's a big run for the big quarterback. LaMarr Woodley reaching for him. And Vince Young just showed you why he is a terror for the defense.
No question, Keith. Watch McClintock come on the blitz. They do not contain him this time. He breaks the pocket and goes for 24 yards. Good block there by Limas Swede, taking care of Marcus Curry. That got Young the first down. Plus all this running ability. How smooth.
Ball on the 48-yard line for the first down. They handed away to Benson, who had hobbled off the field and then out one play and came back, and he doesn't get much there. He's right down about the line of scrimmage. Michigan really has an eye on Benson. I mean, we're talking about all the effort to contain Young, but Benson, he is the real hammer in there, and we have run for more than 1,700 yards this year and 1,000 yards for 4 consecutive seasons or more. Well, that tells you all you need to know about it. 2nd down, call it 10, and this time Young goes under center. Still got it. Throws incomplete, bad pass. He bounced that, threw it behind the short man, and then bounced it. Monday night at 8 Eastern time, undefeated Auburn beats Virginia Tech in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. And then Tuesday night, also at 8 Eastern time, the Southern California Trojans, #1 of the country, against #2 Oklahoma Sooners for the national championship in the FedEx Orange Bowl.
This is where Michigan wants to get the Longhorns in 3rd and long, an obvious passing situation. Make Vince Young beat him throwing the ball from the pocket.
Has a lot of time, gets it away down the middle, and it was tipped, and it's incomplete. It's 4th down. It was tipped, I think, by Scott McClintock, and Bo Scaife was the intended receiver.
Heck of a job by McClintock. We've seen him come on the blitz one time. That time he dropped back about 20 yards. And I'm not sure, even if McClintock doesn't put his hands on this ball, that it's going to get through, because the other linebacker, Prescott Burgess, was all over Scaife.
These guys have got their middle linebackers running a lot these days, don't they?
In both directions.
Yeah. Richmond McGee. Bad kick. Off the side of his foot, but a pretty good roll on it, and he rolls inside the 20-yard line. He didn't get much, got about a half of it, and it slides off to the right. But even so, it's a pretty good kick. With 8:37 to play in the first quarter, no score between the Texas Longhorns and the Michigan Wolverines here in Pasadena, and it remains dry, though we have a pretty good cloud cover by now. The ball has finally been placed down on the 18-yard line, where Michigan will own it. And this time they're pretty close to their own neighborhood as they come out with Braylon Edwards, Jermaine Gonzalez, and Steve Preston as their wide receivers. Now they've got Edwards moving back toward the ball. Chad Henne gives it away to Mike Hart. Hart caught by the ankle as he reaches for the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 1 yard.
Let's take a look at our Jeep rushing playbook, Keith. Back to the first play of the game. This is the zone read play for Texas. And the key here for Vince Young is to watch LaMarr Woodley. Going to hand the ball to Cedric Benson, but he's going to read Woodley first. Woodley stays wide. He gives the ball to the tailback. Unfortunately for Texas, you'll see Benson grab his left knee here as he slipped on the turf. But we'll see a lot of that play today.
2nd down and 9 for Michigan. Again, Edwards moving. Thrown to the sidelines. Ball goes to Edwards, and Braylon is going to be short of his first down. He's tackled at about the 26. He's a couple of yards short. Philip Giger made the tackle.
Yeah, Giger is the 3rd leading tackler for the Longhorns, the senior captain. Big guy, 205 pounds, sure tackler. But this will set up another 3rd and short for Michigan. They converted the first time with that pass play to Braylon Edwards on that crossing route.
3rd and 2. If Michigan does not pick up the first down here, then you figure that Texas might get pretty good field position for their next possession. They're not going to get the first down either. Penalty flag thrown with the linesman across the way. It may be that one of the Longhorns was in the neutral zone, but we'll see. Derek Johnson getting his first tackle there of the ball game.
How about the young freshman pulling him off sides?
Number 90 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
A little hard count, and he got him wiggling.
And he got a good one wiggling. Roderick Wright, number 90. Right at the end of the screen here. Little head bob there. That's all it took. Actually, that's Tim Crowder.
So that'll give Michigan a first down out at their own 31-yard line and gets a little more room at their back. This is Hart. Pretty good blocking on the left side of center. Crowder comes in to make the tackle. Hart is he's short. 5'9". They say it doesn't look it.
There are going to be some great collisions with Derek Johnson and Kevin Dudley. Dudley goes for the middle linebacker that time, and Boss comes off on Johnson. Good gain, though. Best run of the day for Michael Hart.
Massacoy and Tyler Ecker double tight end in here now for Michigan. Both can catch the ball. Michigan tight ends have always been able to catch the ball. And he throws, ball batted in the air, and it's incomplete. Hit by one of the linemen as he delivered it. And he had one of those tight ends coming clean up at the top of your picture. But the ball didn't get there.
Yeah, Massacoy, 16 catches on the year, was named All Big Ten. And Tyler Ecker at 6'6", another good tight end. You know, Texas has got 2 fine tight ends as well, and David Thomas and Bo Scaife.
They can run. These Texas tight ends can really haul it. It's 3rd down and 3. Oh, my goodness. That was a total miscommunication there because Hennett threw it. The closest man to the ball by far was a Texas man.
Well, I think he's trying to find Mike Hart, but you mentioned that he's a little bit short, Keith. He's about 5'7", and I think Henne just couldn't find him. When he looked up, Hart was nowhere near that ball.
And they'll punt. Adam Findlay in. His first kick was for 40. He had a long this year of 68. Ramont Taylor is back there to receive it. Ramont is standing back inside his own 25-yard line. Findlay figures to hit the ball around the 34 and does. It's a low liner. Might be a little room to run here. Ramont Taylor takes it, retreats to the 15 to 14, backing up. Now he gets a little help from his friends, but he is taken down at the 15-yard line. That's very good downfield coverage by Patrick Massey on the special teams. Mike DeBoard coming back to coach the special teams, having left his job at Central Michigan. Aerial coverage of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, being brought to you by Tostitos. Speaking of Tostitos, the Fiesta Bowl goes tonight with Utah breaking through. Lyle Sinline is out there at center for the Texas Longhorns as they start from the 15-yard line. The ball is handed away, and there's that Michigan defense really boring its neck. They were in the backfield almost before Cedric Benson got the ball, and LaMarr Woodley, who has played as a 260-odd-pound linebacker, sophomore this season, he's been moved to the box and playing as a defensive end today, and he was first there. Here's Todd Harris.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Matthew McConaughey splits his time between Texas and Hollywood. And Matthew, I know I don't even have to look very much further than Burnt Orange. You're a big Texas fan.
That's why I'm here, my man. This is a big day for us.
What does it mean as a Texas fan, though, to have your team in the Rose Bowl for the first time?
Well, here we go, Cedric. Cut the corner, baby. All right. Man, I mean, Granddaddy Bowl, number one. Number two, we had a good season, man. We got a good program going under Mac Brown. And he just got his extension. Oh. It's a good day, man. We got Michigan, who's another old-time school. We never played two of the best-looking teams I've seen on a grass field in a long time. And I think we got them on speed today, man. They look a little one-dimensional. If we can snuggle up to number one, Braylon Edwards, then I think we're fine because their quarterback doesn't look too comfortable in the back pocket, and we got to keep beating them off the ball.
This guy looks funny. He's an assistant coaching job. Matthew McConaughey, Keith, back up to you. I thank you. My wife thanks you.
All right, on, man. Let's look at more.
All right, man. 20-yard line. Third down. There's the pass completed as Young had a lot of time to look around, and David Thomas makes the catch for the first down. Gets it out to the 31-yard line at 5 minutes to go, roughly in the first quarter, 5:06.
And you know what, man? That's some of that Texas speed you were talking about, man. They're right there. You know, he got the corner, too. Todd, I don't think he wants a job as a coach. I think he wants a job up here with Keith.
31-yard line. First down for the Longhorns. And Young goes back under center. Look, he's terrific protection. And he's got his man over here. Same fellow who caught it a while ago, Bo Scaife. He was running down the middle. And they were able to knock the ball away from him, but this time he goes outside, and the big guy, he's 6'3", 250 pounds. And he's a hard guy to handle.
And he was an all Big 12 selection, 6-year senior. But you know, the thing about Vince Young is he throws the long ball better than he throws the short ball. He's got great touch, and he's getting his tight ends involved, and that's important.
It is a first down for Texas. The ball is on the 48-yard line of Michigan. And Brian Carter checks in. They're swarming after Benson, but he's tough, boy. Benson is a big guy, too. He's 225 pounds, but the way he rumbles around with his 6-foot frame, he is really a rock. Scott McClintock made that tackle.
And the thing that's so impressive about Cedric Benson is the first guy never seems to tackle him. He has that size you talked about, Keith, and his strength in his thighs and his lean that he leans forward makes it very tough to get your arms around him.
Second down, 9. Single back is Benson. Young goes down the middle, but that almost picked off. Lucky to get that one back. He threw it for David Thomas, but Ryan Mundy had a better chance of catching the ball than Thomas did.
Mundy did a great job of reading the eyes of Vince Young, coming off his primary responsibility and breaking that one up. Here's Thomas just running a seam route. You can see how Mundy's just laying in wait there and really should have intercepted this ball. Look, he got both hands on it.
So it is third down and 9 for Texas out of the shotgun. Young throws short. Got his first down. Yes. Not by much, but he looks to have it from this angle. And again, they go to Scaife, the tight end. I say tight end only because he's so big. But actually, he plays out there by himself a lot.
Well, he's got running ability, and Thomas does as well. But right now, it's just all in the tight ends for Texas. Good job of Young just flipping the ball. Different type of throwing motion for Vince Young, but it is effective. Completes nearly 60% of his passes.
Chain gang on the field. Got it. Eyes are only half bad.
Good effort by Scaife. You know, he caught the ball. He was about 3 yards short, but he outweighs Prescott Burgess by about 20 pounds and very determined to pick up that first down.
At the Michigan 37, no score, first quarter, 3.5 minutes to go. He took it away. He put it. It's almost the old Belly series there. He gave the ball to Benson and then took it away from him, kept it himself, and edged off to the right side. And they'll give him a yard, looks like.
Yeah, it really is an option play, Keith, because he's reading the defensive end. And if the defensive end closes on the potential ball carrier, he pulls the ball out and takes off himself. But that time it was played perfectly by Michigan.
I thought for a minute that Cedric was going to take it anyhow.
Well, there's a lot of trust involved in that exchange, you bet.
Time call, Texas. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. We still have an empty scoreboard here at the... Well, their top guy is Tony Jeffrey. He's a 6'1", 175-pound senior out of Houston, and he can run. Ooh. Runs downhill. Benson's one of those guys that runs downhill, too. He gets into that line of scrimmage and gets leaning on you.
Yeah, they're almost like a ski team because Vince Young, he's the slalom king. Boy, he slides through things.
All right, a second down, just about 10 yards to go. There's your pitch outside to Benson. Benson gets around the corner, and the Wolverines got caught inside, and the quickness of Benson hurt him. Marlon Jackson and Scott McClintock teaming up for that tackle, but they were late.
Michigan does not see a lot of this style of offense playing in the Big Ten, but this is just a speed option. Shazer takes the quarterback, so he pitches the ball back to Benson. And there's Tony Jeffrey, number 12. He was occupying Marlon Jackson on the outside, and that's why Benson got so many yards.
And they're looking at 3rd down and 3.
3 for 4 converting 3rd downs here in the first quarter for Texas.
Benson. Well, he got outside again. Michigan got caught in the trap, and Leon Hall finally makes the tackle.
Well, whatever was bothering him after that first carry of the game, I think he's back to being 100% healthy. Just a draw play to Benson, nothing in the middle, but the vision to jump to the outside and then the speed to pick up the first down. Another 3rd down conversion for the Longhorns.
Now they're threatening. First down at the Michigan 20. Young shopping. Throws short. Jeffrey drops it. Here's Todd.
Well, Keith and Dan, you pointed it out after that first play with Cedric Benson, when it looked so bad on the replay. He came off the field, talked to the trainer, said, my knee really hurts. He stood there, set out one play, said, you know what, my knee feels better now. I'm ready to go back in. Cedric Benson right now definitely wants to be on the field here at the 91st Rose Bowl game.
Well, it looks like the tire's full of air. He's not making any painful music about it. He's just working.
Adrenaline.
Yep. Young up the middle. He's touchdown. That's where he scares you, right there.
And Michigan was spying on him. They had 2 men looking at Vince Young. But they've never seen anybody quite like him. Watch, that's Reed. Here's Shazer. Quarterback draw all the way for Vince Young. Reed gets taken out by Sendline, but look at this. This is just beautiful. The moves, the speed, the grace of Vince Young.
Dusty Mangum for the point. And the senior out of Mesquite nails it. And as we have 1:41 to play in the first quarter, the Texas Longhorns in the Rose Bowl for the very first time in their 112 years of playing football take the lead over the Michigan Wolverines 7-0.
11th touchdown rushing for Vince Young this year. Totally untouched from 20 yards out. That's remarkable.
The coach, Mac Brown, finds it easy to talk about Vince Young. Here's a sample.
I saw him at Kansas keep his poise. I saw him at Oklahoma State play his best game when we were in trouble. I saw him at A&M fumble a ball that we didn't handle very well on a quarterback sneak before the game. 93% of the teams lose that have a 14-point swing like that. And I saw him come back and compete harder than I've ever seen anybody compete to win that second half because he wasn't going to lose that game.
Well, he's showing you something. He's a sophomore. Richmond McGee will hit it, and you'll have Preston and Mason waiting for Michigan. That's going to be short. It's a hanger taken at about the 11-yard line by Steve Preston. Preston had a big return and opened the game, and if he can get around that man, and he does, he might have another big one. They've got him pinned on the sidelines and finally get a hold of him at about the 49-yard line. That's just about what he did before.
Well, he went for 44 on the opening kickoff of the afternoon. This one just about 37 yards, yeah. But again, Michigan at midfield, where they must get Mike Hart involved in the offense and reward Preston and the kickoff return team for the great job they're doing. What a move right there. In traffic, then the speed. And this is what I like, Keith. At the end of this, he was not willing to settle for just going out of bounds. It's got to be another inch he can make, don't you think?
Yep, I think so. Here's a lot of shifting around by the Wolverines. They wind up with 3 wideouts and Mike Hart at tailback as the single back, and Chad Henne looking to does throw, and he throws over Mike Hart. It's not too hard. He listed at 5'9", as we've told you, but I don't think he stands that high. And that one just went right over his head.
Yeah, it had a little bit too much heat on it, and Hart couldn't get his hands up quick enough, or they might have had something going there.
He had 2 people out to escort him down the sidelines.
Yeah, he's caught 25 passes this season, most of them on plays just like that. Very good screen team.
Second down 10, Michigan ball, their own 48-yard line. They trailed by a touchdown, 7-0. Hart goes over the left side, and he's going to have about 5 yards on the carry before Aaron Harris, linebacker, brings him down. They must play pretty good football down in Mesquite, because I see a lot of folks on the roster here from Mesquite, Texas. Third down now and 5. Just inside a minute to go in the first period. Chad Henne with time. Now the heat comes, and down he goes. Number 2, Aaron Harris, got the lick on him. He came free, and there was a wide open shot right up the middle.
Kind of a hesitation blitz by both Aaron Harris and Derek Johnson. Just the second sack of the season for number 2. There he is. Here's Johnson. Watch as they hesitate just a bit. Check out the blocking and then use their speed to get in on the young quarterback.
And Michigan will punt as the loss is all the way back to the 42-yard line. Now we got a whistle.
The battle of third downs is being won by Texas on offense. They're 4 out of 5, and defensively they have held Michigan to just 1 out of 4 conversions.
Please reset the game clock to 8 seconds.
They want 8 seconds put back on the game clock. It had run down to 1 second. I don't think it would have made much difference, but they're going to do it anyhow. Now it's rolling. I don't think Michigan wants to punt it, and they're not going to punt it. They're just going to open the second quarter of play with 4th down and 16. ABC Sports presentation of college football. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. We'll go to the second quarter of the Rose Bowl game today, presented by Citi. Bevo has arrived, and heard a fellow say, if we win this game, I'm going to ride Bevo right down Rodeo Drive, he said.
Look out.
He might. On 4th down and 16, Michigan will punt it away. Longhorns are jumping around trying to distract Finley, but he pops it out of there, and it's a beauty. It runs Ross all the way back inside the 10-yard line. Coverage is pretty good downfield, and they're going to take him down inside the 10-yard line. So Texas, with all that fiddling around on that punt return, winds up deep in the bucket. Undefeated Utah against the Big East champs Pittsburgh Tostitos Fiesta Bowl over in Tempe. The Bowl Championship Series continuing next right here on ABC Sports. If you got one of those toys in your closet you got for Christmas, one of those high definition things, you might as well pull it out, because this game is available on high definition. It might warm your feet. Here we go. From the 7-yard line. Texas ball. They're going to run it around the corner. Michigan defense flowing very well on the play. And Romance Taylor is taken down after he picks up about a yard. And here's Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, after that touchdown by Texas, Lloyd Carr went over specifically to Ernest Shazer and Roy Manning, and he said, contain, contain. He said, on your lineup, you're too narrow, you're in too tight. He wants them wider, and I think Dan made a good point. I don't know if they really understand how fast Vince Young is. He's a big guy, and until you get up next to him, you don't realize how big he is, but the guy can absolutely fly. That time, he said they were in too tight. He wants them wider, more containment. Keith.
Well, that's a message that they've had before. They heard that for 3 weeks. And rolls it out, shopping around, looking for somebody. He's got a protector in front of him named Will Matthews, who's a big old fullback, 245 pounds.
Yeah, the Wolverines struggled against Michigan State's Drew Stanton, although they did knock him out of the game with an injury to his shoulder. But against Ohio State, Troy Smith, and his ability to run 145 yards rushing was the difference in that one.
They're a yard short of the first down, about 1.5 yards actually, so make it 3rd down and a long one. Will Allen checks in at the guard position for the Longhorns. Will's a big one at 310. That's Benson. Didn't make it. He did not get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 4th down and about 2. Well, maybe a little more than 2, as LaMarr Woodley and Scott McClintock just pinned him right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great job by McClintock to get off on the snap, get that penetration, and really take away the blocker. Here's McClintock right here. He's going to get in here with help from his friends, but you can see that Will Matthews never got anywhere near opening a hole for Benson.
Preston is waiting upfield. They should get very good field position as Richmond McGee punts it, and McGee lets get some air under it, but Preston makes the fair catch. And he's going to be right at midfield. So once again, here sits the Michigan Wolverines in the middle of the field after a Texas punt. And they haven't done anything with it yet. 7-0. Texas is leading. 13:47 to go in the first half. And Michigan ball, 1st down at midfield. 3 times now they've been up around midfield and done nothing with it. This is Mike Hart spinning and getting 5. He broke a tackle of Aaron Harris to get down to the 45-yard line.
He's tough to tackle. He's not very tall, but he's very thick. Great legs where he just keeps driving, pumping those thighs, spinning, and he just bounced right off Aaron Harris.
Yeah, he's like J.J. Arrington, some of those kind of guys. They ain't got no handles.
That's right.
2nd down and 5. This is Hart again. And they're going to need 2 more on 3rd down. So number 2 stepped in there and got a hit on him. Aaron Harris, boy, he's been busy. Derek Johnson's name has been called a couple of times, but he has 1 tackle solo. But the occupation of the offensive people with Johnson is giving Harris some room to work, but he's doing a good job of it. A preoccupation, I guess, is what I should say. Braylon Edwards now is the man going in motion, and every time he's moved, the Texas defenders have been moving. He was sort of angling toward the line of scrimmage, and the ball is given to Hart. He's going to have his 1st down as he got the ball down near the 39-yard line.
Hart gets those hidden yards after contact. Last 2 plays, he has been able to pick up about 2 yards on each of them after he's been hit. That was a huge 3rd down conversion.
There is some serious big-time head knocking going on down in the trenches when Michigan has the ball.
There's some paint swapping on those helmets. I'm sure some of those white helmets are going to have some maize and blue on them, and vice versa.
Any back throwing. Going deep. Edwards is down there. And touchdown. It was close. And the official gave it a long look. But he got a foot in.
And he had started the game 2 for 2, but since then he had been 1 of 7. He goes back to number 1, and number 1 produces another spectacular catch on a long ball. Safety late getting over. The ball is on target. The catch, the feet in, touchdown Michigan. Man, that's beautiful.
So Braylon, son of Stan Edwards, Michigan man himself, makes another spectacular play. And we're all even at 7-7 with 12:08 to go in the 1st half. For the site of the Rose Bowl Stadium, Troy Nienberg will kick it off now for the Wolverines as they have scored, and the game is tied at 7, and the acceptance of the ball by Lamont Taylor at the 3-yard line. Got a little hole in the middle. Now he's going to go outside. My goodness, the Wolverines got caught in the middle of the field, and suddenly Lamont Taylor got loose, and Troy Nienberg, the kicker, finally pushed him out of bounds after a big return.
Another freshman on display here at the Rose Bowl today. It's going to get up into the wedge and going to run into his own man. Probably that's the best thing that could happen to him right there as he bounces back and then to the outside and shows off that blazing speed. Offensive coordinator Greg Davis told me he wants to get Taylor the ball 6 to 7 times today to take advantage of that rare speed.
1st down, the ball is at the 42-yard line. And it's handed off to Cedric Benson. Benson working around the left side is shirt-tailed by LaMarr Woodley as he picks up about 3 yards. Now time for the Aflac trivia question. Aflac! Who are the only 2 freshmen to be named the Rose Bowl player of the game? 2 times that's happened. I know. 2nd down, 8, Texas. Young keeping. Gets to the 48. And Rondell Biggs gets a tackle for Michigan. And it'll be 3rd down. About 4.
And although it was a gain for Texas, that's where Michigan wants Vince Young to run. They want to hit him as many times as possible. He has had some fumble problems this year, but you cannot let him get outside and show off all those moves.
Now he's going to go on to center on 3rd and 4. Going to throw underneath. That's Jeffrey, and that's a first down. Tony Jeffrey lined up on the right side, just ran a slant right across and kept on trucking, and suddenly the ball was there, caught, and first down, moved the chains. Leon Hall made the tackle.
Well, the Texas offensive line can give Vince Young pass protection like this because Michigan has to be aware of him taking off on quarterback draws and the such. So he had all the time in the world to find Jeffrey on that shallow cross.
45-yard line, the Michigan side of the field. This is Benson, 2 yards. A lot of work for 2 yards. Again, Woodley, the tackle.
And that's why Woodley is in the game at defensive end. Jim Herman has opted to go to a 4-down line configuration with Woodley right here, and going to take advantage of his unique running ability to run down the very quick Cedric Benson.
Ball is just inside the 43. Now on the Michigan side of the field, 7-7 game, 9:40 to play first half. Clouds getting a little heavier and the sky a little darker, and the lights are on. Young throws, ball caught to the outside again, and a sharp tackle on Tony Jeffrey by Marlon Jackson. Marlon really nailed him.
Well, he's a great open field tackler. He's pretty good at just about everything he does. Played safety for the Wolverines last year, now back at corner where he makes All-American. And this is why. He only has 1 interception on the season. But in the open field, perfect technique. Waiting for Jeffrey to make the final move before he closes in and crushes him.
Ball is on the 39-yard line. It is 3rd down and 4. Texas has been very good on 3rd down so far today. And it's because of Vince Young. And the ball again thrown short, rolling catch, good by Nate Jones, moved the chains.
Yeah, I talked to Vince Young, and a lot of coaches have tried to change his throwing motion, and all it did was mess him up. He completes passes at about 60% of the time. He's really in a rhythm now because he is throwing the short ball as well as he throws the long ball. Real dart thrower, really flips the ball out there.
Mack Brown, 10-1 is a familiar number in his tenure at Texas. Young keeps it and gets hammered about the line of scrimmage. He belted it with Cedric Benson and then took it into the middle, and they jumped all over him.
Now, the Wolverines got both things accomplished on that play. They took care of Benson, forced Young to carry the ball, and then there was about 6 Wolverines there for Young, led by that big guy, Gabe Watson.
Oh, Gabe, 330.
And he earned that 330, didn't he?
Leading biscuit eater on the team. Funny, he's a sunny guy. It was fun to talk to. Young gives it to Benson. Oh, just that little bit of movement. Just that little bit of movement. Got a little delay in the pursuit by the Wolverines. Leon Hall finally got to him, but he's going to have about 6-7 yards on that play.
And remember, he also ran away from Pierre Woods, another linebacker converted to defensive end for this ball game.
So they'll be looking at another 3rd down play. 3rd down and a long 3.
Yeah, 6 out of 8 in the first half converting on 3rd down now for this man, Vince Young.
He's done it all, hasn't he? All of them. Had a hand in it.
Yep.
High formation this time. That's Jeffrey taken off. They give this one to Benson. And he goes for it. And that linesman coming in, both linesmen have got him on the same line, and he's short.
Yeah, but I bet Mac Brown is real tempted to go for it on 4th down.
Needs a yard.
Yep, sending in 2 more tight ends.
With 6.5 minutes roughly to go in the first half. Walk away from 3. Maybe he thinks this is on the margin for the place kicker. 4th down and a yard. Penalty flags as Benson picks up the 1st down. But who moved?
David Thomas says Michigan moved.
Offside.
They did.
Number 99 on the defense. 5-yard penalty results in the 1st down.
Pierre Woods.
Yep, not only a 1st down, but 5 yards. Which, when you get down to the red zone, very important. Woods, number 99, in the neutral zone.
Yep. So a considered risk pays off for Texas. And it's 1st down at the Michigan 20 in a 7-7 ball game. 6 minutes exactly to play in the 1st half. See the center, Jason Glenn, calling the blocking for the offensive line. Young keeps it. Throws it short. That little play just worked and worked and worked all day long. Ball goes to the big old fullback, Will Matthews. And Matthews is down to the 12 before Monday can get a handle on him.
Yeah, tough assignment here for Scott McClintock. He has got Matthews in man-to-man coverage. Here he is here. He's going to react to the fake and then get back. By the time he gets back, Matthews is going to be out on the run there. Joey Sarantos cannot make the tackle, but there's Marlon Jackson, but too late.
2nd down and 2 now. Texas threatening again. Up the middle goes Matthews. He's short by a yard.
And he's a big fullback, too. 6'3", 245. And if Cedric Benson goes down, Will Matthews becomes the tailback, as we saw earlier in the game.
3rd down and 1. I tell you what, they've used every 3rd down all day.
Yeah, and they're taking time off the clock, keeping Michigan off the field. This is an impressive drive after that great catch by Braylon Edwards to tie the score.
Young's got it. Throws that same little pass to the outside, and this one goes for a touchdown to David Thomas.
Well, you have to respect the initial fake to Cedric Benson right here, as Michigan does. But Thomas slips out into the secondary, and it's a walk-in for Texas. 5th touchdown of the year for David Thomas. That leads the Longhorn receivers.
So they go 58 yards in, 12 plays. To take the lead, Dusty Mangum, another one from Mesquite, knocks it right down the pipe. And it's a 14-7 Longhorn lead over the Wolverines at 4:16 to play in the 1st half. Texas will now kick off to the Michigan Wolverines at 4:16 to go in the 1st half. Texas leading 14-7, and Michigan needs to reply at this point. Is taken at the 3-yard line by Steve Weston, and a good tackle, and he's out about the 22-yard line, brought down by Marcus Griffin, but Breaston was a half a step away from making another big return. Earlier we asked you the Aflac trivia question, who are the only 2 freshmen to be named the Rose Bowl player of the game? Well, they're both Westerners. In 1982 for the Washington Huskies, Jacques Robinson. And 1986 from UCLA, Eric Ball.
Check out this formation here, Keith.
4 of them over there. Now they set it up. It was a little bit late. Still got something out of it, but it was just a second or half a second late because the Texas defenders were able to get back there and get a piece of it. And let's spend a moment now with John Saunders.
Alongside of Greg James and Aaron Taylor, you said to me before the game, it's about the game breakers out there, and they haven't disappointed.
No, they haven't. There are 2 big game breakers right now that I've seen at Texas. There's one over at Michigan and Braylon Edwards. We'll show you what they're trying to do.
You can see some good plays in the second half, but this is great to be down there. What's up with the cheerleaders, baby? You just attract the ladies. Keith, back to you.
John, thank you. Mike Hart still hasn't been able to pop anything loose. Michael Griffin on that tackle.
Yeah, Hart 9 carries, just 29 yards here in the first half. Marcus Griffith made a good tackle on the kickoff. That time it was Michael Griffin with a solid tackle.
They're from Austin, Texas. Michael is. He's stayed at home. 3rd down and a long one. Preston, who had played quarterback in high school, lined up in the deep back position. Ball snapped to him, and he went to the sidelines. There was nothing out there but white shirts, and he does not get the first down. Brian Robinson looked to be the first man who got there.
Now, Preston is very fast, but so is Greg Robinson's defense. At the tailback position, running short side of the field. Michael Hart a little bit late on his block, and just too many white shirts for Stephen Preston.
And he'll have to punt. Adam Findlay is standing inside his 20 and waiting for it for the Texas Longhorns is LaMarr Taylor, who's the speed burner, the tailback. And the kick's out of there. It's a pretty good spin on it, but it's low, and it gives him a fumbled it. Ball knocked. He's knocked off the ball, and now the scramble's on. Michigan's got it.
Now that's why a lot of coaches are reluctant to put freshmen in the ball games. We've seen a number of them today and playing very well, but LaMarr Taylor on that tail-dragging punt with a lot of spin on it. The ball spun right out of his hands. Had to move a long way to go get it. His eyes come off it. He drops it, and the maize and blue pounces on it.
Anton Campbell. Mr. Kelly Hayes right on that one.
Yeah, Anton Campbell, one of the special team stars for Mike DeBoard. The huge recovery.
Ball is just inside the 34 of Texas with 2:36 to go in the first half. Eddie back. Throws, and it is caught, and there's a loss on the play of a yard. He went to Massacoy, the tight end, but he had a traveling companion, and he was taken down by Eric Hall for a loss.
You know, Texas in their secondary, Keith, they play so deep. They do not come up and press the wide receivers very often, and after Edwards burned Giger on the touchdown reception, they're playing even deeper and favoring Edwards' side of the field.
Every time Braylon's moved, there's been a Longhorn go with it. That's why they miss Avant. And his pass is in the air to the end zone. Long gone. No chance. Edwards was cut off, went back into the middle of the field. Wound up. He looked like he was going for the left corner, then cut back toward the post, and by then the ball was away.
Yeah, it had to get away, Keith, because there was a lot of pressure on Chad Henne. And there were also, at the end of that play, 2 Longhorns around Edwards. There's the hit. Again, it's middle linebacker Aaron Harris who has a sack in the ball game. That's why that ball was incomplete.
They're making an effort to make sure that Chad Henne's britches are dirty by halftime. We've got a timeout. Edwards going back toward the ball. Henne back to throw it. Pressure coming from the backside. Throws a bullet down the middle, and it's caught by Steve Breaston inside the 20-yard line. First down, Wolverines.
First catch of the game for Breaston. We've seen him returning kickoffs. So this was a heck of a grab for a guy with a bad left hand. A bullet from Henne over the middle. This ball is not in the air very long. And it just sticks on that back shoulder of Breaston. Huge play for the Wolverines.
19-yard line, first down. .128 and counting in the first half. And he's throwing. Tight end Tyler Ecker, 6'6", big old target, and he slammed it in there.
Yeah, he catches the ball, Keith, and he just leans down the field and picks up 3 yards. Again, watch how quickly this ball gets onto Eckert. He reads the zone defense, catches the ball, takes the lick, and picks up about 9.
Second down and 1. Give it a Hart. He's got the first down. They're going to give him the 8-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, Michigan's going to burn their second timeout. That's a good move by Lloyd Carr after a heck of an effort by Mike Hart to scramble and pick up that first down.
When we come back, the Michigan Wolverines will have first and goal at the Texas 8. Well, the Michigan Wolverines are in the catbird seat right now, but they've only got 41 seconds to fiddle with. So let's see what happens. 14-7, Michigan trying to tie. Any back is throwing, got some heat coming, passes away, throws it away. Might as well. He was looking, the only fella available to him was Kevin Dudley, and he needed Kevin back there in the backfield to keep somebody from killing him.
I think Aaron Taylor was open where that ball ended up.
He was.
Michigan looking to capitalize on the only turnover of the ball game, the muffed punt by Ramons Taylor.
Why wouldn't you play jump ball with Tyler Ecker, 6'6"?
I'd rather play jump ball with number 1, Braylon Edwards, at 6'3".
Yeah, but he's drawing a crowd.
Yeah, but that's okay. He's used to drawing a crowd. He's good.
All right, he's over there on the right-hand side. Let's see what they do to him.
At least 2 men on him.
And he throws it. Oh, almost. And almost intercepted after it bounced off. Jermaine Gonzalez had it on his hands, and Cedric Griffin walloped him.
You know, you're told as a quarterback, never throw late over the middle. And Chad Henne did that and almost got a touchdown out of it. Should have got a touchdown out of it. Real good patience by Henne to find number 18. That ball's got to be caught.
Oh, you betcha.
Great hit, though, to knock the ball out.
Yeah.
Cedric Griffin right in the ribs. That'll make those fingers open up.
Yeah, Jermaine will remember that one in the morning, I suspect. All right, it's third down and goal and 26 seconds to play. And he's throwing again. Better hurry. Gets it off into the end zone. Edwards. Somehow, somebody let him go, and he was there. When he's that loose, forget it. Play the fight song.
How good is Chad Henne? How cool is Chad Henne? 2 great throws in a row. And watch Edwards head for the back of the end zone. Defensive backs are told not to go that deep because the ball can be thrown and completed in front of them. There's your jump ball, Keith. Yep. There's your touchdown, Michigan.
And they're going for the tie now with only 20 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Got it. So Garrett Rivas, the sophomore from Tampa, has the ball game at 14.
Well, Chad Henne with his second touchdown of the day, stepping up, finding number 1 in the back of the end zone. But you can see that only Aaron Ross is as deep as Braylon Edwards. And Edwards now has 2 touchdowns in the first half. Came into the game not having caught a touchdown pass in a bowl game.
Braylon won the Biletnikoff Award as the top receiver in the country, and now you see why.
38 career receiving touchdowns. That's a new Big Ten record, a new Michigan record. He surpasses the great Anthony Carter, the original number 1.
Boy, he was a Greyhound, wasn't he?
Oh, boy. He could run through everything.
Well, this was not bad.
No, he's not.
And he's bigger.
Well, and he's got such great ability to make a play on a ball in traffic. There was no traffic on that play.
Do you ever lay in a quiet night on your ridge up in Oregon and think about, boy, if I was 25 again and had those kind of receivers to throw it to?
I don't know, Keith. I had some pretty good guys myself.
Ball's kicked on the ground, rolling downfield. Texas will get a pretty good field position out of this as Will Matthews picks it up and brings it back, and with 15 seconds to go, they'll have a couple of shots downfield. Stay tuned for the Ford post-game report immediately following the game.
But Keith, I did dream about being 25 again.
Oh, we've all done that. Thank God, at the point where I dream about being 55. So here we go. First down. Texas ball. Their own 34. 15 seconds. Yeah, they're going to the clubhouse in a tie game. Young turned around and handed the ball to Cedric Benson and said, don't drop it. And they're heading for the lunch counter in the locker room. And we are at a 14-14 tie. Some pretty good stuff going on here, huh?
Yeah, I love it. Big time players making big time plays. You can see that Michigan not doing anything on the ground. The big play in the first half, of course, was that turnover, that muff punt by Ramon Taylor that Michigan capitalized on to tie the ball game at 14-all.
They start out with the same formation, 3 wide. Shotgun for the quarterback, Vince Young. And again, he has time to throw it, and he missed him. He missed the receiver, Jeffrey, coming open down the middle of the field.
That was an opportunity that got away from Vince Young. He had an outstanding first half. 8 completions out of 12 throws, 75 yards, and that 1 touchdown pass to David Thomas. But that would have been a great way to start the second half. That would have put the ball out by midfield.
Well, this has the making of a last mistake loses kind of a ball game. It's second down and 10. Young's going to run it, and the Wolverines jumping. Maybe short of the line of scrimmage. LaMarr Woodley, first man to hit him.
Let's go back to the first half and check out Vince Young. His 20-yard touchdown run. He rushed 9 times for 57 yards, but he got it done through the air as well. On that drive, he was a perfect 5 for 5, capping it off with that 11-yard touchdown pass to David Thomas.
Probably was a little easier to convince some of the Michigan defenders to stay in their lanes, stay where the game plan is, because that time they just stuffed him. He looks for that little short pass, though, and there it is. It's available to him. He completes it to Bo Scaife, and that'll be a first down.
Well, of his 9 completions rather, Scaife has 3 of them, and the other tight end, Thomas, has 2 of them. He appears to be shaken up just a bit, though. Another crossing route for a Texas tight end, and with that size, Scaife picks up the first down easily.
Lawrence Reed left the ball game, seemed to be shaken up a bit. Prescott Burgess is behind him, and Burgess is one of those with such high promise among the young ones. They give the ball to Benson, and Benson is right at the line of scrimmage as McClintock is there to put a hit on him. Benson is one of those kind of running backs, though. You just keep beating on him, and he keeps beating on you, and you keep holding on to him, and he hadn't done much all day, and then all of a sudden you're looking at his hip pocket.
Yeah, only 5,500 yards rushing in his great Texas career. That's a lot of beating both ways.
You got it. Second down and 9. It's actually 10. It's a matter of inches. They're letting him get loose. He throws the ball this time on the run, and he throws it behind Will Matthews. Here's Todd Harris.
Coach, it looked like you found a way to stop their running game and the rest of their game except Braylon Edwards. What do you do in the second half to shut him down?
There's a reason he's the best player in the country at wide receiver. They're doing a lot of different things with him in formations to give us a tough time. We've got to continue to stop the running game. We've got to get more pressure on Chad, and I think that's the key. We've got to do a better job with field position. Too long kickoff returns for them, the fumble, or we're probably up 21-7. So what I told the guys at halftime, great Rose Bowl. It's the way Texas and Michigan ought to be. Two of the best programs in the country. 30 minutes to win. Let's go play. Good luck. Thanks, guys.
Young loose. I mean, really loose. Touchdown. No flags.
That 20-yarder he had in the first quarter was pretty nice. This 60-yarder 3 times as nice. I mean, he just shocks Michigan with this play. In the shotgun formation. Ad-libbing, seeing the opening, taking it, and then making people miss. Making good people miss. Marlon Jackson, and then outrunning Hall to the end zone. Wow.
Dusty Mangum for the point. Good. 21-14 Texas at 12:53 to go in the third quarter. A spectacular run by Vince Young.
Describe the perfect day, Liz.
Well, we're driving to the lake. The kids watch a DVD, and Joe and I have some quality time.
Joe?
Okay, we're barreling along. The Hemi's kicking some serious butt. Then we fish.
Ah, see, you're not traveling in the same vehicle.
The all-new Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
What a quack.
Now get 0% financing, a great package discount, and holiday bonus cash for total savings of up to $5,800. Offers end January 3rd.
Now with SBC Yahoo DSL, you can connect faster for less, and not for just 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. Get high-speed internet for $19.95 a month all year long. Our lowest price ever. Now with SBC Yahoo DSL, you can download more for less. Music, movie trailers, sports highlights, photos, and more for one low price. Get high-speed internet for $19.95 a month all year long. Our lowest price ever.
Wednesday, the new episode everyone's been waiting for.
We're stranded on an island. No one's coming for us.
Nominated for a Golden Globe as the best drama series on television.
Stop lying to me. Tell me the truth.
An all-new Lost, Wednesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Vince Young. I can see some young football player looking at his daddy and saying, Daddy, is he from our planet?
He's really something. You know, that 70% we were talking about, well, they converted 2 3rd and longs on that drive.
At the 7-yard line, Breaston. And Steve's got a hole. Another big return for Steve Breaston.
And another Michigan drive will start right at midfield. 4th time in this ball game for Michigan.
Monday night at 8 Eastern, you'll have undefeated Auburn. The Tigers meeting Virginia Tech in the Nokia Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. And Tuesday night, also at 8 Eastern, #1 USC. Southern California battling #2 Oklahoma for the national championship in the FedEx Orange Bowl. That's here on ABC Sports. And it will be my distinct privilege to sit in my rocking chair and watch it.
Well, I got one too, my friend. Can't wait. That's going to be a great one.
In his pass. Whoa. Braylon Edwards took a pretty good lick from the defenders.
Yeah, ball was thrown up the field for Edwards. He stopped short on his hook route. And he's lucky this ball wasn't picked off. But the Texas defenders are so intent on doing just that. Aaron Harris having a heck of an afternoon as he drops number 1.
And it's 2nd down and 10. And Braylon may have a little ringing sound in his helmet. He gets the call again and can't come up with the ball. The ball was thrown low.
Guess who was all over him? 2 on 1. And it's just one guy with the number 2. Aaron Harris with another play. Ball again not on target from Chad Henne to Braylon Edwards. Braylon's talking to himself. Look at this effort by Harris to come from the middle of the field to break up that play.
The ball resting right at the midfield stripe. That's 3rd down and 10, and Michigan spends a timeout. That first timeout comes at 12:38 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Wish I could go to California.
Why don't you?
Can't leave all this.
Thank you.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Dakota. With the only V8 under 20,000 and best-in-class torque and towing of over 7,000 pounds, why not take it with you?
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right. Yeah, I'm a pirate. Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
In Richmond, you're more likely to go to prison than college. If you don't perform in the classroom, you will not play.
You challenge them academically?
Yes, ma'am.
And what if they fail?
Then we fail.
Basketball's the only thing that these boys have got.
Man tried to help us and we messed it up.
You're gonna get through this.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I will do everything to get you to a better life.
Coach Carter. Rated PG-13. Starts January 14th.
The Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. This ABC Sports exclusive presentation brought to you by Citi. Credit card and financial tools to help you live richly. Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And Allstate. Are you in good hands?
And we go here at 12:38 to play in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 Texas. Michigan on 3rd down and 10 at midfield. And he steps up, throws, has a man open, pass good, caught by Breston. Steve's on the move. Breston heading for the corner. Touchdown. Steve Breston is an exciting football player, and he finally got a chance.
And another well-used timeout, huh, Keith, on 3rd down. Boy, they're drawing up some good plays in the dirt over there. All this speed by Steve Breston. Just his 3rd touchdown of the year. He's been battling injury, but he is at 100%, and all that speed right to the corner of the end zone.
To tie. It's good. Garrett Rivas. And we're even at 21 at 12:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. And watch this run by Breston. Watch him just stretch it out and get it inside the boundary.
Someday, you'll remember where you were when you heard
discovered that there are no more late fees at Blockbuster. Need an extra day or two with your movies and games? Go ahead. Take them.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. The end of late fees. The start of more. The new Blockbuster.
I was cooking dinner and I just fell asleep. I collapsed. I couldn't call for help. But ADT did. They saved my life.
An ADT monitored fire detector actually signals ADT, so we can call for help. Call now and save over $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. And save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. ADT. Always there.
That's mine. Hey, beer?
Aspen Edge, what is that?
It's better. It's like low-carb beer and great tasting low-carb beer. Kind of like where he went to college and where I went to college. Sort of like the number of girls you dated in college versus the number of girls I dated in college. Kind of like your man purse and my wallet.
Aspen Edge, arguably the best low-carb lager.
I think it's more like your steak and my steaks. Seriously, is that my steak? You want to see your corn?
You're watching the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi on ABC Sports.
21-21 tie. Oh, we might be here a while.
Fine with me.
Michigan kicking off now. Nienberg. Troy hits it. A lot of air under it. Received at the 5-yard line by Lamont Taylor. And he comes bolting out to the 25. 26 they'll give him.
You know how important that kickoff return by Steve Breaston was. That put Michigan great field position. Then on 3rd and 10, they get the touchdown out of Breaston. That's the first touchdown allowed by Texas in the 3rd quarter all season. They had only given up a field goal until that great play.
Well, they're playing a pretty good team. In a pretty good place. Young sets up to go deep. Throws and he gets him. No ball comes out. He had the ball in his hands, but Marlon Jackson knocked it away from Tony Jeffrey.
Yeah, you knock it away and then you talk trash. And you're entitled to talk trash. Jackson is not challenged very often. That's a deep comeback route by Tony Jeffrey. Great reaction by Jackson. Again, a ball that should have been caught, but how smart was that move by Jackson to rip from the bottom up, knock the ball loose.
And it's 2nd down and 10. Do I see a penalty flag over here on this side? I do. There's one on the other side, too.
Yeah, Scott McClintock trying to time his blitz was too fast. He made the tackle on the play, but it's going to cost the Wolverines 5 yards.
McClintock's played a pretty good ball game today, though.
Number 36 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd down and 5. As they mark off, the penalty moves the ball out to the 31.
Just a 5-yard penalty, but they had stopped Benson again. Dropped him for a loss on that play.
Yep. Lima Swede is the wideout on this side, number 4. They'll run it, cuts it back into the middle, that little misdirection, and he plants that left foot and drives through for 3, maybe 4. He'll be a yard short. McClintock again on the tackle.
Benson showing real toughness. Got hurt on the very first carry of the day with that left knee. And he's got a little bit of that blue paint on his helmet, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I think he might have washed it in the clubhouse, though, trying to get most of it off. 3rd down, long one. Little quick stand up. Incomplete. And Lima Swede will remember that one as Leon Hall came over and hit him in the whiskers.
I think Leon Hall will pleasantly remember it as well. The ball was thrown high, and Limas is 6'5". He's not caught a pass yet. Boy, he caught all of that maize and blue helmet. Yeah, he might have a fat lip after that one.
Woo. Richmond McGee to punt. Preston is waiting. McGee gets a good one out of there. Preston looking around. One man coming downfield, takes away his legs, and down he goes by the pursuit. Michael Griffin again with a hit. So Michigan now will possess the ball at their own 23-yard line. A 21-21 tie. Texas with that great run by Vince Young to the lead early in the third quarter. Michigan comes back with a great pass run to Preston. And now here's Michigan to repossess it. It's Sunday night ESPN as its final NFL game of the season. And you've got a couple of rookies that go to be center stage. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Ball is thrown underneath. Ball is caught by Tyler Ecker. That's the second catch of the game for the big tight end. And he's a yard or so short of the first down. But the football game on ESPN Sunday night, the last one of the season, will have Julius Jones and the Dallas Cowboys against Eli Manning and the New York Giants. So more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. That Jones has had a heck of a season.
Yeah, he has.
Second down, 1 now for Michigan. It's Max Martin in the backfield to carry, number 23. He's a freshman out of Madison, Alabama. And he picks up the first down. Michael Huff on the tackle. Michael Huff.
Yeah, Max Martin, another true freshman. He's got a lot more size than Mike Hart. But once he gets a hold of things a little bit better, Terry Malone says he's like a big colt back there, just ready to run anywhere. Great speed, great size.
First down, 35. There goes Martin again. And he's going to have 6-7 yards on that carry. He just dropped those shoulders and just took off. Nothing fancy at all. It was kind of, here I come, boys. Try to stop me.
Yeah, and he's smart. He's running behind the great blocking fullback Kevin Dudley of Michigan. That time Dudley was taking care of Derek Johnson. Not called Derek Johnson's name a lot. Watch number 32 right in front of Martin. Just pinned Johnson to the ground.
Second down and 3. Kenny's pass. Whoa, my goodness. He threw that and completed it to Braylon Edwards, and Braylon's probably going to say Chad. There's other folks wearing blue out here, but he took another lick.
Well, his number is now .1.
Crowd today for the 91st Rose Bowl, 93,468. Not bad on a semi-rainy day in Southern California. We came out here this morning, had a little sprinkling of snow up on the San Gabriel. It's about a half a yard short. Well, I'll tell you what, there were a lot of pink noses that were up and down the streets, Orange Grove Boulevard in Colorado this morning when the Rose Parade started. It was brisk there last night. Got down to about 40, 41.
And Henny ought to get in the hip pocket of his center, David Boss, to pick up this first down on the sneak.
Leads about a foot. That's what he did. And he's got the first down at the 46-yard line. I might say that the Big East officials have done a pretty good job today. They've kept the ball game moving along quite nicely.
Yeah, we've only had 7 penalties in the entire ball game. A lot of them early in this ball game, but both teams have settled down. You can see Henne getting behind Boss and left guard Reuben Riley. 325 and 311 pounds for that first down.
8.5 minutes now in the third quarter remaining. Henne puts Braylon Edwards in motion. On the throw. Goes to the sidelines. Ball is caught by Massaquoi. And the other tight end makes the catch. And here's the penalty flag. That might be a face mask. Derek Johnson coming across was giving Chad Henne a hard time. But he got the ball to Massaquoi, and Tim made a nice catch.
This ball had to be thrown just where it was. Or Massaquoi doesn't catch it. Aaron Harris catches it, and he's in the end zone going the other way.
5-yard face mask. Number 22 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
Dennis Hennigan, the referee. Michael Simcheski. Have another look here. I'll tell you the officials in a moment.
Aaron Harris decides to go for the interception, but the ball perfectly thrown by Henne. There's the grab of the face mask by Michael Huff. Did get his hand off it when he realized it was on there, but still got the flag.
Massaquoi comes inside as a backer, a blocker for the tailback. Hart, that's one of Mike Hart's best runs of the day, and he's down about 9 yards, very close to a first down. I'm going to do this while I got a second. Michael Simcheski, the umpire today. Matthew Fitzgerald, head linesman. John Salmon, line judge. James Coleman, side judge. Robert Sokolowski is the field judge. Gary Danowitz is the back judge, and Keith Washington, the alternate from the Big East.
Well, right now, Michigan has got all the momentum. They're playing Big Ten style of football, aren't they?
Yep. Just hammering. Oh, he's wide open. And tumbles inside the 10. I mean, that last trip by Giger kept him from going into the end zone.
Well, he saved his best runs of the afternoon the last 2 times, Keith. But again, it's just a blast play right up the middle. Here's Dudley leading the way. He takes care of the defensive end. Great job up front as Reuben Riley is on the pull, and Michigan's in business.
Going for the lead here. They've got it first and goal at the 9. It's Hart, and he's down at the 9.
Derek Johnson came in as the defensive player of the year in college football. Michigan has handled him pretty good this afternoon. That was his 3rd tackle so far in the ball game, and a very important one for the Longhorns.
Brian Robinson, that last tackle. On the throw, got a man, Edwards, touchdown. Almost impossible to stop that play, isn't it?
Well, since his last touchdown reception, Texas had been doubling him. So as you get down in the field, get down in the red zone, the field shrinks. Texas, knowing they have to stop the run, they crowd the box. They single coverage Braylon Edwards here with Cedric Griffin. The slant route, Griffin playing off. You can't do that to Braylon Edwards.
First time today, the Michigan Wolverines have the lead, and Garrett Rivas trying to make it a 7-point lead. And he does. So with 6:29 to play in the 3rd quarter at the Rose Bowl, 28-21 Wolverines.
Love this spot.
Pop? Yeah, son? Something I gotta tell you.
What? I've got unbeerman-like conduct on Timmy. Giving Dad a beer with less taste, that's a loss of respect. Inheritance, decline. Replacing with great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs of Bud Light. We've also got unoriginal tattoo on Timmy, tribal armband design,
Everybody's got
attempting to fit in. Play beer.
Miller. Good call.
Get stiff this Christmas? Now get what you really want.
Hey, Lyle.
3 great comedies on DVD.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Get one or get all 3.
Sweet.
During the game, complete strangers unite, holding their fingers aloft in celebration of their team's greatness. But after the game, some of those same fans use their fingers for other purposes. When you leave the game, try to exercise some patience. You might even qualify for an Allstate Safe Driver discount, because good sportsmanship should extend to the road. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get stiff this Christmas? Now get what you really want. 3 great movies on DVD. Get one or get all 3.
Gotcha.
You don't know who I am? I'm Molly's Christiana Steve, Victoria King.
The new season begins.
Thanks for coming. Come on.
With an extraordinary television event.
We need to take it slow.
Alias, the new season premieres with a 2-hour event Wednesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
So the Wolverines go to the lead 28-21. And we'll kick it off. Nienberg puts some air under it and gives it a ride down to the goal line for Taylor. Romont's Taylor. And you just sort of hold your breath when he starts upfield. He hasn't quite been able to get to the picket line yet, but he's been very close. It'll be around the 24-25-yard line.
Take a look at our Dodge defensive playbook. Number 2 is Aaron Harris right here. He's had a heck of an afternoon. 4 tackles, 1 sack, and a whole bunch of hits. This was the first play on defense for the Longhorns, and they sent a message to Braylon Edwards. Well, Braylon got the message, and shortly thereafter got his 3rd touchdown reception.
Young flips it outside. Benson going to pick up 4 yards or so.
That
The
shows
suit
you
a little better there, Dan.
Yeah, and it was attitude too by Ernest Shazor. Could have just pushed him out of bounds, but not Ernest. He's going to take him down out of bounds. Todd talked about how Lloyd Carr wanted Shazor to play a little bit wider. He did on that play and limited Benson to about a 4-yard gain.
Ernie's big enough to play that spot. He's 6'4", 229, 230. Second down, 6. Young sets up and throws. Drop. The Michigan defender may have touched it, but he obscured the vision of Thomas just enough. Roy Manning messed up the play.
Well, we've seen a lot of drop passes today, and that one really hurts Texas. They need something right now. They need something positive to happen. Manning goes up in the air and got a finger on that ball, and that's why David Thomas couldn't make the catch. So we'll give David a pass on that one. Heck of a play by Roy Manning.
27-yard line where it is 3rd down and 6. This is a big stop here if Michigan can pull it off. Young's back there where he's got a little more time and more vision. Gets it away, and right there, there's a penalty flag thrown in that neighborhood as Tony Jeffrey makes the reception. Face mask against Michigan.
I think the face mask happened before. It may not even have happened on the receiver.
Personal foul, face mask, number 13 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. First down.
Grant Mason upset with the call, pleading his case, but ain't nobody listening wearing the right colored shirt.
Especially that man right there. He's doing all the talking.
Mm-hmm. And he can talk.
And he must listen. Mr. Mason.
42-yard line. where it is a first down for Texas. They trail for the first time today, and the Wolverines are caught in the neutral zone. They were trying to time the blitz. It's a free play here for Vince Young, and he now will take the offside call. Serratos was the fellow who got caught.
Yeah, it's just like Scott McClintock trying to time Vince Young's cadence, and that's just going to make this man furious.
Offsides, number 59 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat first down.
Get a penalty, get a ball and out. And don't walk away either. He's not done.
There are times when you want to say, I'm doing the best I can.
I'm only 19 years old.
1st and 5 after the penalty. And look out. That's going to be a first down.
You know, Keith, you talked about how you hold your breath when Ramon Taylor gets the ball on a kick return. You hold your breath every time this man here has the ball in his hands.
I haven't seen him breathe hard yet.
I don't think he does. I bet his heart's not even pumping very hard. You know, and he's already over 1,000 yards rushing on the year, 1,010 yards.
1st and 10. The ball's now on the Michigan side at the 46. Young's pass down the middle, intercepted by Prescott Burgess. And Burgess takes it back to the Texas 45. Young came over and knocked him out.
Yeah, Burgess is a former safety, now playing linebacker for the Wolverines. And he got a good deep drop. Here he is right here. He's going to drop back and just read the eyes of the quarterback. And then snatch that ball out of the air. And again, Michigan will have great field position to start a drive. Looked like Thomas might have been open down the middle. Ball thrown short by Young.
They will start at the Texas 45. Hart, the deep man. Kinney wants to throw. Swings it outside to Mike Hart. And he eludes that first one and will wind up with about 3 yards.
Boy, and he just delighted the Michigan sideline. You could hear them all cheering when he made Cedric Griffin rather, miss on the sideline. Just a short gain, but a heck of a move by Mike Hart.
Larry Dibbles, that big old tackle, the one that brought him down. Now Max Martin is in there at tailback for Michigan, giving Hart a little rest. Henny now with 4 touchdown passes ties the Rose Bowl game record. Braylon Edwards has set a new Rose Bowl game record with his 3rd touchdown reception. So there's a lot of records being nibbled at here. Ball is given to Martin. Oh, it fumbled, and the Texas player knocked it out of bounds. Derek Johnson got it loose, and there's that patented reach around and knocked the ball loose by Derek Johnson. But the last man to possess the ball was Max Martin, and it remains Michigan's ball.
Yeah, that's that bolo punch that Benson has. That's 9 times this year he has forced a fumble. That's a new NCAA record. You know, you used to see Lawrence Taylor come with a chop move. Everybody copied that. I guarantee you kids are going to be practicing that move by Derek Johnson.
First down, Wolverines. Ball is marked down at the 33. And he throws quickly to Edwards, and there's a man right there on him, and Braylon Edwards will pick up about a yard or so.
Now the defensive player of the year in college football has come up with the best way to separate the ball from the ball carrier since LT. This move right here. This is a bolo punch. This is how you lead the nation, as Jason White discovered earlier this year.
You know where he got that? He got it from Kid Gavilan.
But he secures the tackle with his right arm, makes sure the running back can't go down the field, and then punches it out with his right hand.
2nd down and 9 for the Wolverines. They run it. His Hart struggling and fighting his way down the field for a tough 4 yards, maybe.
It's just hard to get your arms around him. And because his legs never stop running, if you don't have a good grip on his shoes, he's going to step right out of the tackle. He had very little on that play, but just never quit.
To the sidelines, a man is open and he missed him. Jermaine Gonzalez was 3-4 yards clear, and he missed him.
Perhaps his worst throw of the day came on a big 3rd down, but Gonzalez was open by a good 3 or 4 yards.
And enter Garrett Rivas on 4th down.
Well, you're just not going to get a wide receiver on an out route any more wide open than that. You can see that Rivas well within his range. 12 out of 16 from this area of the field.
The snapper is Ross Mann. Adam Findlay, the punter, holds, and Garrett Rivas now trying to give his team a 10-point lead. It's good. Just made it. Boy, he squeezed the last air out of that one, didn't he?
By the hair of his chinny chin chin.
44-yard field goal try. And that is good.
And it went 45 yards.
That's all, too.
That's all it takes to get the man happy.
31-21. Michigan leads. Here's Todd Harris.
Well, Keith and Dan, it has been a very happy 24 hours for Coach Lloyd Carr after Garrett Rivas hit that field goal to put the Wolverines up by 10. His daughter gave birth to his new granddaughter yesterday on the 31st. Casey Carr Vigo, born December 31st, 8 pounds, 7 ounces, 20 inches tall. Congratulations to his daughter, Emily, and her husband, Andrew Vigo. And Coach Lloyd Carr, I should know, but that's a big smile on his face.
Yeah, you've been there.
Michigan capitalizing on another turnover. 2 turnovers now have been turned into 10 points and a 10-point lead for the Wolverines.
High kick. Flag back there when it was kicked. The return by Taylor. He's taken down a little short of the 20-yard line. But let's see about the Laundry back up the field.
Got to be offsides against Michigan.
You would think so. They forgot about it. Is that your flag, Charlie? No, not yours. No. Who wants it?
Beck wants him to tee it up again and try it again.
Number 6 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. The ball will be re-kicked.
As Prescott Burgess, I mean, his motor's running now because of that interception. He's all jacked up, and he wanted to get back to battle and got a little bit in front of everything.
Well, that's a killer penalty, too, because Longhorns got nothing out of that return.
Golden Globe nominee Jennifer Garner stars in a new season of Alias. The 2-hour premiere event begins Wednesday at 9, 8 Central, only on ABC. They'll back up now to the 30-yard line to tee it up this time. And we'll see where Taylor winds up after he receives this one, if he does. They had him a little short of the 20. It's little things like this that add up to the sum.
And Nienberg does not have a real strong leg, stronger than Rivas's, but not one that can reach the end zone from here.
Oh,
maybe. Well, barely.
Yard deep. And a penalty flag, and look where Taylor is, though. Look where Taylor is. The ball comes out on the sidelines, but they're going to call that one down. He's out beyond the 30-yard line, but there's penalty flags all over the field, and that's very likely a push in the back.
And the penalty flags are in the middle of the field, nowhere near where the return was happening.
All the blocking trying to knock down the wedge. Holding by Texas.
So I apologize to young Troy Nienberg. Did indeed reach the end zone from the 30.
But Taylor moved it 10-12 yards farther up the field, but the penalty is going to take care of that. Aerial coverage of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi and being brought to you by Tostitos. Pittsburgh and Utah over in the Fiesta Bowl tonight. You'll see it right here on ABC as soon as we get through. From the 21. Young throws, trying to get him some one-on-one out there, and it worked for them. It was Ramont Taylor, the tailback, who had gone out into that wide spot. Michigan had one man out there covering him, and he was picked off, and the play results in 7 yards.
He's lined up as a wide receiver, trying to get a block here from Tony Jeffrey. And there's that burst of speed by Taylor. He's going to be very involved in this Longhorn offense next year with the graduation of Cedric Benson.
That's a play that I saw Texas Tech use the other night, time after time.
So did Cal.
So did Cal, yeah. Boy, and it worked. I mean, it worked. And it worked again here. 30-yard line. It's just a long pitch out, I guess, huh?
Well, when you have a wide receiver with running skills like Taylor, it's a very smart play. You get your wide receivers out in front. And these Texas wide receivers are used to blocking. They don't catch a lot of passes. Tony Jeffrey, their leading receiver on the year with just 29 coming in. They're primarily here to block for Benson and Young, and that time Taylor.
So it's 3rd down and 1. Benson got it. That little skip move that he has, and he does it with power. Will Matthews helping him along, and the first down is easy.
And when you've gained as many yards as Cedric Benson has, you're going to be patient, especially on 3rd and short. Let your blocking develop. Let your fullback take care of the linebacker, as Matthews does that time on Burgess. Here's that little skip move right to the outside, then up the field. First down, Texas.
On the 31. 36. Excuse me. 36. Young still got it. Shopping around. 2 men missing. 3 men missing. 4th one got it.
You know,
he's not very well acquainted with that fall down stuff, is he?
He's not really a quarterback. He's just too good. Too good a runner. Beautiful 20-yard touchdown run today, a 60-yard beauty. This one just for 6 yards, but he embarrassed a whole bunch of Wolverines on it.
Time ticking away here at the close of the 3rd quarter. And we've reached it. It's Michigan 31, Texas 21 after 3 quarters of play. And ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and the word from our ABC station.